Morning and happy new to you comic book day. I've got a bunch of suggestions here of books that I like throughout the past and I guess stuff that I'm reading right now. So in times like these we could always do with a bit of hope, so there's no two better characters for that than Superman and Spider-Man. And one of my favourite Superman stories is Superman Birthright. It's written by Mark Waid, it's drawn by Lionel Yu, who's actually an artist in another one of the books here that I've got right here, but it's basically a reimagining of Superman's story, and it's really, really good. Lots of kind of twists and turns on the classic kind of coming-of-age Superman story, and it's just a beautiful book. This book then, I always recommend it. It's the one that really, really got me into comics, Ultimate Spider-Man. Basically, I was Peter Parker's age when they started working on this, so I actually haven't read the very last volume of it because I never wanted it to end. So hopefully in this book, Peter Parker is something like 37 years of old and is nice and settled down at this stage. But who knows? I'm really looking forward to actually going through this book again when my own son is old enough to kind of read it. And I just think it's a fantastic story. It's got that real kind of kid heart to it, which is, I think, one of the most important things to most Spider-Man stories. So, something a bit more obscure, and it's more Lionel Yu art. It's written by Annie Diggle. It's Silent Dragon, which is a kind of a really crazy cyberpunk samurai story with like really, really cool twists and turns in it. It's published by Wildstorm. So, which is of course, all part of DC now. I guess always kind of was. But, stunning book. This is actually my favorite Lionel Yu art, just the way they I'm just looking through it now. I'm going to have to read this again soon. It's just some stunning stuff. Loads of like cool sideboard details and stuff like that. Speaking of art, and speaking of picking up books for art, and this is kind of a Big Bang exclusive cover for Tokyo Ghosts. I'll pick up anything Sean Gordon Murphy draws for sure, and this is just like a book that basically plays to all his strengths in Tokyo Ghosts. Great story too by Rick Remender, and beautiful. Look at that, Matt Hollingsworth. Oh my god, so good. So next up we got Curse Words by Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. What I really like about this book is that it's pretty much anything can kind of happen with it. It's a mixture of it's a real high fantasy tale, but also mixed in with contemporary times. So basically if you took a wizard, make him look dapper, and just go absolutely nuts with it, and no better team than the two of these to do it. Awesome book. If you're a Batman fan and want to know what it's like if Batman was the bad guy, then check out Nemesis, which is Mark Millar and Steve McNiven. Great story. Really cinematic, which is what I like about a lot of Miller's stuff. And it just really, really feels like you're sitting down and you're consuming a movie when you're reading this book. And then finally, new to me, because I'm about to read it, but I've heard really good things, and it's perfect for all of us who are stuck at home. Look at the size of this. Clearly I haven't read it because I have the plastic on it, but I've heard so many good things about this. This is the Injustice Gods Among Us Omnibus, and I could not stop hearing about this story when it was coming out. And I just really wanted to wait for a collected edition, which is finally out now. It's written by Tom Taylor, who is unfortunately a Liverpool fan, but we'll let him slide with that one, and a bunch of different artists on it, including David Yarden, I believe, who I'm a big fan of too. So really looking forward to... God, this is going to take me forever, but really looking forward to checking this out. So yeah, new to you, obviously, Wednesdays is usually when our new comic books come out, but today, there is just so many new stories for you inside in books, so I'd encourage you to go support your local comic book store and check them out. And thanks for tuning in.